Good morning, everyone. Same spot, but today's hitting a little bit different. IU national champions. Come on. First time since the Colts won the Super Bowl that a team from Indiana has won the championship. Saw they were the longest odds in major sports history. Definitely something that I didn't think would happen even after they got to the college football playoff last year. Getting back to the college football playoff this year, I didn't think would happen. I thought it was kind of a one-off last year, and here they are, national champions, undefeated, 16-0, maybe one of the best teams ever. Pretty crazy. I mean, unbelievably crazy. It should be a movie one day. I know they've said that a billion times, but Signetti deserves a statue, deserves a monument. But what we can get started with today was the IU game last night. They had that blocked punt to kind of cement it, but then Signetti was doing some questionable things, man, like running it at the end of the first half and then running it on third down there, up three, like 3rd and 5, 2 minutes left. They ran the ball, settled for the field goal, gave the ball to Miami with a chance to win. Thank God Carson Beck threw that pick, saved us. I thought we were going to blow it. I really did. I thought we were going to lose it, but we closed it out. IU got it done. We got that natty. Already talked about that. Moving on, we were supposed to have another guest on today, but that's not going to happen. So, so let me just check the matches. Oh, I remember. It's rolling with me now. Like I said, no coffee, straight energy this morning. We're amped. We're ready to go. Anna Kalinskaya was one of the matches we talked about yesterday. That was my match of the day against Sunny Cartel. The first set really lived up to it. 7-6 for Anna Kalinskaya. She went down an early break, 3-1 in the first set, got it back. They were on serve, I believe, until the breaker, where Anna was able to kind of run away with it and win at 7-3. Sunny Cartel was dejected from letting that first set go and went down to a real quick 0-5 deficit in the second set, which was game, set, match, essentially. Kalinskaya closed it out and moves on. I'm telling you, it's going to be a dangerous third round when she plays Swiatek. You guys heard it here first. Swiatek's obviously a big favorite in that one, but I think Skaya can hit through the court and kind of get Swiatek playing a little too much defense than she would like to, but it depends on if Anna's going to be able to execute throughout the whole match. So Anna Kalinskaya, that was a big win for you. We were happy to see you get that done. Jakub Minsik was another match. He played Pablo Carreño Busta, won the first set and then actually lost the next two. Went down a break, kind of similar to Lerner Tien in the fourth set, went down a break. Back, gets that break back, takes that set in a breaker, and he's able to win it pretty easily there in the fifth. Carreño Busta, he's a legend. He threw his whole bag after losing to Nishikori, and I think the first ever fifth set tiebreaker, like 10-point tiebreaker for the fifth. He's walking off the court. I wish I could clip this video in. I need a younger person to work for me to do all that stuff. I don't know how to do that stuff. Anyways, he takes his bag off his back, throws it onto the ground, the whole bag. He didn't throw his racket, he threw his bag. Epic throw. I remember watching that at Twin Peaks in Tunis, Tunisia with Stefan. We were sitting there wasting time, got Wi-Fi. See him throw his whole bag. That's an unreal day. But he goes down. His form isn't quite what it was, like 2020, 2021 when he was battling with Djokovic. He got bronze medal. That was kind of like his peak, and had some injuries since then, hasn't been able to quite find it again. So Minsik, the favorite, found his way through that in a tight 5-setter. He's taking a deep breath today for sure. Happy he's into the next round. Quick little break from this segment to shout out our sponsors of the day. 3 Chi, Tiernan Cook. That's what Tiernan Cook, 3 Chi. Sorry, I got a call in the middle of that segment. That's not a very good advertisement. Sorry about that, T. The other thing that we got here today is the Pro Stringer. Really accessible, really easy to use. Like I said, the tension's not going to be that right. A couple buttons might fall off even, but it's easy to use. So that's all you need, right? Doesn't matter how good it is. So going back to our normal programming here. I'm just trying to kind of run through these matches again. I'm saving the best for last, of course, because why not hear about it from the man himself, right? But another match that did take place that I was asleep for was Osaka, but I saw she won 2-1. Can't talk about a match that I did not watch. That seems absolutely absurd. Khachanov and Mikkelsen, that was a match that we predicted to go 5 sets, a match that we thought could be really interesting, possibly upset alert, Mikkelsen taking that one. Unfortunately, he didn't. He lost in a fifth to Khachanov and got very dejected there in the fifth. He just kind of down 4-2. You could tell it was like fuck. But yeah, it's a bummer. One match that we can get into a little bit that we saw a decent amount of was Spizzirri versus Fonseca. This is a match that, in our preview that we talked about, Spizzirri had beaten Fonseca in the final round of qualies. So he had confidence in this matchup. Fonseca for sure didn't like it, knowing that the guy had beaten him in a Grand Slam match before. And Spiz with the slice, with the off pace, but then with the through forehand, able to put Fonseca on his back foot and make him move, is just a tough recipe for him. Takes the second serve well, flat backy through the court. Able to he's got the Roger forehand he has ever since Bolivia back in the day when he and Boopy were playing dubs. But, he really just kind of took it to Fonseca. That first set, they both had some break points. It seemed like there was one game, I think it was the 3-4 game, Spiz had a bunch of break points, didn't get it, and I was like, for sure this is a Fonseca break game, classic tennis. But Spiz held the love, and that was a really telling moment. Like, he might have, that is a game he should have at least faced some adversity, and he didn't at all. So it was like, kind of watch out for this. But then once Seca rolls 6-1, I think, in the second set, you start thinking that he's found it. He's found his top game, right? He's going to kind of keep going. When he's on, right? He's just an absolute ripper, absolute ripper. So when he's on, and that's all you can do. So it seemed like he was on, and he was finding it, and it looked like over best of 5 sets rather than the final round of U.S. Open qualies was best of 3. Looked like he might prevail in best of 5, right? Be a little more loose just because you have an extra set to spare. Although the everything you're playing for is a lot greater than a best of 3 match. But Spizzirri held his own, man. He held his own. I don't think he ever went down a break again. Yeah, he at one point he won 10 out of 11 games against Seca. Seca was walking real weird, not with a limp, but weird. It's his normal walk, but with a limp. Shout out to Seca, you're unreal. I just think you walk a little weird. But Spiz, took it to him. Seca was dejected. He knew he couldn't do it. Spiz, the matchup. I'd love to hear from Spiz too, or Moldova boy, or our Bolivia boy. Trying to get some words from him, but right now, we're not able to do that. So moving on, shout out to Spiz having a huge win against Fonseca. The Texas Longhorn community is pumped. That's the first Texas Longhorn Grand Slam win in a while, I would imagine. I don't think Yuya Ito ever did. Christian Sigzard never did. Soren Hesse-Olsen never did. Goldie hasn't. Colin never did. Gab hasn't yet, or GBA. Come on, who else is there? Lloyd. Lloyd's unbelievable. Won Grand Slam in doubles. But that doesn't. We're not counting that. So Spizzy, the Texas Longhorn, into the second round of the Australians. Pretty freaking cool. Freaking cool, huh? Shout out to all the Brebeuf kids watching this. Sweeney, and Monfils. First round matchup for the ages, man. You got Monfils, who's a showman, always showman. He and Dane Sweeney. Sweeney, who's wearing his heart on his sleeve, diving, flipping, doing anything for a win. One thing that happened with Dane Sweeney is he changed his rackets between qualifying and main draw. One of the more absurd things I've ever seen. Sween Dog, if we can get you to answer that, that'd be great. I'm gonna DM him right now, actually. But he switched rackets between the qualifying, which he won all 3 matches he qualified for, using a blade, and then now is using the arrow. So interesting thing, but At first, I was wondering, why is he doing this? This is crazy. You're losing. It's 6-7. First set, lost in the breaker, and he was down 4-5. Like, oh my goodness, why is he using this different racket? But then it kind of prevailed, and you saw why he trusted it. I guess he was able to break back there and win the second set 7-5, and ended up winning in 3. He was down a break in the fourth, but Monfils was running out of gas, and Sweeney, the Energizer Bunny, with the crowd on his side. The crowd did want to see Monfils do well too. Since it's his last Aussie, you could tell that the crowd was literally there was one point Monfils won. It was like, does the crowd want Monfils to win? I think they might have wanted to see a fifth set at one point, but Sweeney was able to break back in that set, and just he had too much energy left. He was running around everywhere, taking it to Monfils a little bit more. Monfils couldn't hang in the points. He was kind of slapping forehands, trying to get out of it. But Sween Dog, man, you could see what it meant to him. Like I've mentioned other times, we've seen some of the lows on tour that he suffered through. I didn't get to see too many of the highs with my time around him, but we're happy for him. I'm glad I'm seeing the highs from afar, and it's always cool to see the guys that were on the Challenger Tour with us now kind of make it to the slams, and knowing he's getting like a $250,000 check that he would have probably not made all of last year. Not probably. I mean, in Challengers, there's no way he's making that in one whole year. So that's that. I mean, Sween Dog goes through. Spiz goes through. Ethan Quinn went through also. I don't think I mentioned that match, but shout out to EQ. He's got a big game. He's possible of making some runs. He's kind of reined it in, though. He's not like too streaky, not too big of a game, not like a all or nothing type of game. But he's found like kind of a middle ground. He's found kind of a neutral ball. I would say in the last like year and a half, that's really helped his game. And you could see it clearly yesterday with his win, pulling off the upset against one of the Dutch bros. So that's it. On the WTA, I'm sure some other things happened. I mentioned the Kalinskaya match, which was our match of the day. Another match that happened yesterday was the Fruhvirtova match, right? We talked about that match at the final round of qualifying, playing against Carol Lee. Was a big fan of Carol Lee, but in her fight against Fruhvirtova showed me that Carol Lee's legit. But Fruhvirtova was an underdog first round versus Lulu Sun, who is from Netherlands, kind of. She's like Swiss, New Zealand, not Netherlands. She's from New Zealand, kind of. I think she represents New Zealand, but I think she's actually Swiss. She might be like a Cam Norrie, where she's just from like the whole world kind of thing. Argentina also. But who were we talking about? Not Cam Norrie. Lulu Sun. Yeah, so she was favored against Fruhvirtova. Fruhvirtova like really has a higher like trajectory, has a higher ceiling. Was a better junior. Won 3 matches in qualifying and played some close ones, so you knew she was battle-tested. I thought that was kind of a crazy line, and Fruhvirtova did also, because she took it to Lulu Sun, taking that home. I don't know if Linda and Brenda are sharing a bank account, kind of like Marcus and Markieff, or like Matt Damon and Affleck, but Marcus and Markieff Morris, that is. Yeah, I don't know if they're sharing a bank account, but for both of those sisters, that one win was huge for sure. Just get the Fruhvirtova name back out there. Both of them can kind of feed off of each other a little bit. That's all I got for tennis yesterday. Of course, there's going to be more matches tonight. I haven't even looked at them. Like I said, I woke up with energy today, so I kind of just got right to it. Wow, I don't really like these men's matches. I mean, Alcaraz plays tonight against Hanfman. Nava and Nori, I think that'll be a good one. Tien plays Shevchenko. I expect Tien to win straight sets. He went 5 last time against the American. I think he's a lot more relaxed now. He's playing Shevchenko, who I don't trust at all. Tien, you know what you're going to get out of him. You know he's never going to miss. You know he's going to stay cross court all match. I don't see Yeah, I think he takes that one. Nava and Nori, I could see being a heater. Nori went 5 first round with Bonzi, which was so unnecessary that he might be feeling that one a little more. I think Nava went 5-2, though, now that I think about it. It was up 2 sets to love and then went 5. I got Nori in that one. He's the more veteran player. He's been in this position a lot more times. His game's a little more solid. Nava's, I don't know. I like Nava. He's a funny cat and everything. If I had to choose one there, I would say Nori, but that's going to be a good match. That's one of the ones I'll be tuned into for sure. Opelka, Davidovich, Fokina. Opelka, if he serves well, he can beat anyone, as we know. Fokina, though, he's going to be like jumping around back there, right? Just trying to get everything. His dad was a boxer, so Fokina's like shadow boxing basically the whole match. To me, he plays tennis like a boxer. He's always jumping around. He's like basically throwing punches. He's sliding around. He's ripping come-ons. He's, drop shotting, all that type of stuff. If he can get enough returns in play against Opelka, he probably routines him. Not routines him, but beats him. The women's matches are where it's at, man. For real. Storm Hunter versus Haley Baptiste. Haley Baptiste beat Townsend first round, who lost to Storm Hunter in qualifying. So this is like a glorified, indirect final round of qualifying match. And I expect Haley Baptiste to get her revenge to get Taylor Townsend's revenge on Storm Hunter. I think Baptiste is just too sick. That's literally all I'm going to say about it. You can watch the clips that I've had about her, talking about her in the past. I just think she's too sick. Too much variety for Storm Hunter and too much firepower. That's a tough recipe. Potapova and Raducanu is probably the match of the day on the women's side. Raducanu, you would think, wins, but you don't really ever know with her. She lost to Taylor Preston last week. That's the beautiful thing about sports, is I'm going to continue to repeat on this podcast, because some people don't quite understand that in sports, literally anyone can win, especially in tennis when it's just 1 versus 1. I've seen people in the hundreds beat people ranked single digits. Anything can happen. So we got Raducanu playing Potapova. Potapova, big ball striker. Doesn't play with a ton of variety. Raducanu moves better than her, has more variety than her, but they're going to be trading firepower deep, middle, flat balls a lot of the time. We'll see if Raducanu tries to throw in more variety to draw some errors out of Potapova, but I think she's probably going to stick to her guns, try and take it to her, try and redirect pace, take pace, and then send it back with even more, right? So that's a good one. Muhova, my beautiful tennis game player, is playing Alicia Parks. Parks, the American, we know she's going to try and hit every ball as hard as she can and hope they go in. There's not really much to say about that, because that's just the cold truth of the matter. Doubles world, Vasyl Kirkov, he doesn't play till tomorrow, so we'll skip that one. But Vasyl's a practice partner of ours, and we're big fans of Vasyl on this podcast. We always root for him in doubles, depending on who they're playing, but safe bet that we'll probably be rooting for Vasyl. Who else? I think that's all. That's all for the matches tonight. So if you're wanting to watch some matches, we got Muhova Parks, Potapova Radu, Hunter Baptiste, and then on the men's side, we got Nori Nava, Zhang Mutet. That's a classic. I think Mutet wins. I'd be shocked if Zhang was able to win again. I hope he does. Pulling from him. Shout out David Liu again. Pulling for him. Just don't think he's able to get that one done. Bublik Fucsovics is a tricky match. You never know what you're going to get from Bublik. Fucsovics has the potential to play super sick, like unreal technique, right? Unreal technique, real hair, like kind of fed, gets the, right? And fucking ripped, like he's huge. So that's an interesting one. Fucsovics, I think, has had success at the Aussie too. I think he's like made a couple runs, / like beaten some decent players that maybe he shouldn't have beaten stuff. But he's gonna throw it, like, that's just, you just don't know what you're gonna get from it. I think Bublik takes it based on his form and Fucsovics, but I that's an interesting one to kind of watch out for. Tommy Paul, Tarante. Tommy Paul is going to take care of business, but he is in action tonight. Opelka Fokina, men's match of the day. Calling it now. Hope it goes 5. Fokina loves a 5-setter. He's the boxer of the tennis world. Let's hope it goes 5. And other sports happening around the world today, we also have Euroleague round 23 starting up today. It's a big week for European sports. We got a doubleheader in the Euroleague, and we got Arsenal playing Champions League today. Come on! Arsenal, Arsenal, Arsenal. So yeah, pumped for that. That'll all kind of be happening around the same time. We got Monaco Basket playing at 12:45 against Crvena Zvezda. Monaco Basket's my team. Shout out Mike James. He's the EuroLeague GOAT. He also went to Lamar University, Texas, But Mike James, he's so cold. They got former Pacer Daniel Tice. I don't know what happened with Corey Joseph. They signed him, but then something might have happened with financial reasons. But he's supposed to be on the team. They're a sick squad. They had a UND player, Jordan Lloyd, who's obviously on Anadolu Fs now. They had a lot of NBA players, Montiunas, Kaletis. Those guys are gone now too. But Kavarius Hayes, bro, what a beast. That guy's an absolute athlete. So, yeah, they play Crvena Zvezda. Hopefully they'll get that dub. I think they've won 6 in a row now, so this would be 7. It's possible they've only won 4 in a row. Whatever they've won, they're on a big streak, 4, 5, 6 games. This would be 7 in a row. They're in second in the EuroLeague now. Want this win to just build on that consistency and cement themselves into second place behind Hapoel Tel Aviv. Panathinaikos playing Baskonia is another game that I'm kind of looking forward to today. Panathinaikos, ever since I first said that they were actually the best EuroLeague team, not Monaco, they've been so bad, honestly. They have the home court advantage in the Final Four, but is that going to be enough? Gate 13 can't actually play the games for them. Today, I think Gate 13 will play the game for them. They have to win. They're down to 7 in the EuroLeague standings. They're trying to make the playoffs. They have the roster that's way more talented than Baskonia. Baskonia has Marcus Howard, who some people think are going to go for Mike James' point record, but we know Mike James' point record's not getting broken anytime soon. He's too good. He's still building on the point record, too. But Panathinaikos, Gate 13 is going to get them over the hump. They're one of the better teams, one of the best rosters, and one of the best home court advantages. I expect them to get through Baskonia today. They should be better than 7 in the EuroLeague. Real Madrid playing EA Milano, not EA Sports. Talking Emporio Armani, Milano. So that's a team. They got Armani Brooks. I think that's pretty sick that Armani plays for Armani for Armani. He's their best player. Armani Brooks has been cashing. He's been on a heater. He's been hot lately. They play Real Madrid. Milano likes to spread the floor, get shots up, run, kind of play a new wave of basketball ever since they let their coach go. I cannot think of his name right now. Ettore Messina. That's his name. They let him go, or they mutually left in the middle of the year. I think he was maybe a little too old school. And whoever's got playing now, they're running and gunning, getting up. They're a dangerous team when they're on. Madrid is kind of the opposite of that, right? They like to play a little more old school through the post, give it to Eddie Tavares, kick it out. Facundo Campazzo is kind of coming up like that Steve Alford style, right? Dribble, dribble, dribble. But, he's a bucket too. So they got an interesting mix of how fast-paced do they want to play, but they can really slow it down, play through Trey Lyles, play through Eddie Tavares, play through Mario Hezonja, right? They got guys they can play through that, especially in the post, back people down, turn around Jay. Trey Lyles, you beat me 199-0 if we played, but keep getting to the rim, bro. They can't stop you. You're like LeBron in the 09 over there. They can't do anything about it, man. Kavarius Hayes is the only defender that could maybe do something about it. Keep getting to the rim. That'll open up the 3. That's my advice of the day, Trey. That's all for the EuroLeague action today, but as I did say, we got Arsenal playing Inter Milan, so that'll be a big day for Italian sports fans. They got Milano playing Madrid in basketball, and Inter playing Arsenal in soccer. We know which one will mean a little more to them, Inter versus Arsenal. For Arsenal, we're in a position, our soccer analyst D. Cleary told me last night that this game doesn't really matter for us. Already first in the standings, we're going to qualify for the next phase of Champions League either way. Let's get through the qualies, let's get to that next round, and let's stay on top in the Premier, right? The Prem. But Inter Milan, I think they're kind of, we don't like them. And that's not personal. I got nothing against them at all. I just prefer AC Milan, Christian Pulisic. But they do have Lautaro Martinez, who's pretty sick, the Argentine. But our Arsenal squad should be too much to at least come out with a draw. At least come out with a draw in that one is what we're going for. So those are the sports events that are happening in the next 24 hours that I'll be tuned into. We got some Euroleague basketball. We got some Champions League soccer. We got a lot of Australian Open tonight. And again, shout out the Indiana Hoosiers, baby. National champs. Ever since the Bison came back, they haven't been able to stop Indiana. They're on top. Hoosiers on top. As Rick Beats used to say, Brebuff on top. Right now, Hoosiers on top. As far as the Survivor League goes, I don't think anyone lost last night. I could be wrong about that, but I think every single person won. Yesterday I reported everyone won, but that was because I didn't check Leheshka's score. I fell asleep for that. I just woke up, assumed he won, but he lost to Gia in straights, which was crazy. So the Leheshka takers, we did lose 3 the day before, but I think we're still at that 25 number or something now. It'll be interesting to see kind of how this plays out the rest of the tournament. See if a lot of people keep going, or if people continuously kind of get knocked out through it all. Yeah. Have a good day, everybody. Peace. Show some love, respect to those around you. Say something nice. Make someone's day. It doesn't take a lot of time, right, to be nice, but it does impact people's life. So, peace out. Thanks for listening, if anyone made it this far. I don't have my YouTube open. Let's check. Hold on. Let's see if I got any subscribers. See if I got any subscribers to shout out real quick. We were at 30. Now we're at 34, so I definitely got some subscribers. Let me see real quick. Stay with me here, everybody. Yeah, I don't know how to find my subscribers still, so if anyone wants to give me a YouTube lesson, I'll trade them a tennis lesson. But, yeah. All right, everybody. Appreciate it. Word to Nishesh for coming on the podcast again. That was sick. And peace out. See you, everybody.